This is Land of Havilah, Proverbs 18, verse 1. An unfriendly man pursues selfishness and defies all sound judgment. Comment: to be unfriendly is selfish and defies all sound judgment. It makes no sense to be unfriendly. Verse 2. A fool has no delight in understanding, but only in revealing his own opinion. Comment: a fool enjoys giving his opinion and has no time for yours. Verse 3. When wickedness comes, contempt also comes, and with shame comes disgrace. Comment: if we act shamefully and wickedly, others will heap contempt and disgrace on us. Verse 4. The words of a man's mouth are like deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is like a flowing brook. Comment: deep waters are mysterious. A flowing brook is a delight and a source of life. So we might say a man's words can be variously deep, profound, mysterious, life-giving, and delightful. Quote, the words of a man's mouth are like deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is like a flowing brook. Verse 5. To be partial to the faces of the wicked is not good, nor to deprive the innocent of justice. Comment: it's not good to be for the wicked or against the innocent. Give the innocent justice. Verse 6. A fool's lips come into strife, and his mouth invites beatings. Comment: it's no surprise when a fool starts an argument and receives a beating because of his big mouth. Quote, a fool's lips come into strife, and his mouth invites beatings. Verse 7. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are a snare to his soul. Comment: a fool's mouth gets him in severe trouble, body and soul. Verse 8. The words of a gossip are like dainty morsels that go down into a person's innermost parts. Comment: people love a tasty bit of gossip. It's like a delicacy to them. Verse 9. One who's slack in his work is brother to him who's a master of destruction. Comment: take perfectly good food in the refrigerator, for example. The person who cooks it without the necessary attention gets the same result as the person who destroys it on purpose. One who is slack in his work is brother to him who's a master of destruction. The point is that we have a moral obligation to be good workers and to pay attention to what we're doing. Verse 10. Yahweh's name is a strong tower. The righteous run to him and are safe. Comment: God is our defense. The righteous run to him and are safe. Verse 11. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, like an unscalable wall in his own imagination. Comment: wealth gives a false sense of security because even if we manage to hold on to our wealth, there are many problems money can't solve. Verse 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is proud, but before honor is humility. Comment: pride goes before destruction, humility goes before honor. So it's better to be humble and as a result receive honor than to be prideful and as a result be destroyed. Humility is better than pride. Your narrator heard from God very clearly once. I said, Lord, you got to help me with my pride. I'm spending so much time standing guard against it. I don't have time for anything else. Instantaneously, the Lord said, did you have anything more important to do? I said, no, Lord. He said, keep standing. Verse 13. He who gives answer before he hears, that's folly and shame to him. Comment: it's a bad mistake to respond to a person before he finishes speaking. Verse 14. A man's spirit will sustain him in sickness, but a crushed spirit who can bear? Comment: if a man can keep his spirits up, it'll sustain him through his problems, but a crushed spirit is unbearable. Verse 15. The heart of the discerning gets knowledge. The ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Comment: the wise man seeks knowledge, treasures it, and keeps adding to it. Verse 16. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Comment: a bribe and gift are similar. They're both effective. A bribe's in secret, as stated in the last chapter. A gift is in the open. In this proverb, a man's gift makes room for him. Our way of saying it is that it gives him a place at the table. And the second half of the proverb says, a gift brings a man before great men. We'd say a gift gives a person access to power. You bet if we give a large political donation, the politician will remember us, and he'll personally take our calls. Verse 17. He who pleads his cause first seems right until another comes and questions him. Comment, this reminds us of court. When the prosecution has the floor, the defendant seems guilty, but when the defense lawyer takes the floor, he'll question the prosecution's witnesses and punch holes in their testimony, and suddenly the defendant seems not so guilty. The proverb again, he who pleads his cause first seems right until another comes and questions him. A corollary to this is don't make up your mind until you've heard both sides. Verse 18. The lot settles disputes and keeps strong ones apart. Comment, the lot's a random choice method akin to flipping a coin or doing rock, paper, scissors. When the parties agree to abide by the result, it settles the dispute. Verse 19. A brother offended is more difficult than a fortified city, and disputes are like the bars of a fortress. Comment, when we offend someone, it's very difficult to reverse the damage. It's very difficult to win that person back. Verse 20. A man's stomach is filled with the fruit of his mouth. With the harvest of his lips he's satisfied. Comment, in the first part, a man's stomach is filled with the fruit of his mouth, which means it's satisfying to say the right thing. And the second part means exactly the same. With the harvest of the lips he's satisfied. It's also profitable to say the right thing. If a person always knows what to say, the sky's the limit. Verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat its fruit. Comment, words are powerful. They can even save lives and cost lives. They even have a bearing on life eternal. Romans 10:9, quote, if you'll confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you'll be saved. Verse 22. Whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of Yahweh. Comment, we could read that two ways. The first way, if God provides a man with a good wife, it's a sign of God's favor to him. The second way, a good wife helps a man find God's favor. Both are true. Verse 23. The poor plead for mercy, but the rich answer harshly. Comment, the literal bare-bones translation of the Hebrew doesn't have the element of asking for mercy. It's just that the poor man speaks in entreaties or supplications. He's highly respectful and polite to the rich man. But the rich man's condescending to him and speaks to him harshly. Jesus warned that many who are last will be first and first last, Matthew 19:30. So let's be careful we don't take part in any pecking order. Verse 24. A man of many companions may be ruined, but there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Comment, the first part's also translated, a man of many friends comes to ruin, which is interesting because we commonly assume friends are a good thing. Many translations put a may in there, that a man of many friends may come to ruin. The intention of the proverb couldn't be that having friends is always bad, because if there are no friends, there's no Christian fellowship either. Jesus prayed his believers would be as one, John 17:21. So that sure sounds like friends in the faith are a good thing. The point of the proverb is that friends can potentially influence us in a negative way. In the second part, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. That would be God. He's the friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs 19 is next.